if you already have an LLC, do you really need business insurance too? That's what we're breaking down today. What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we cut through the fluff to help you protect your business and finances. So an LLC shields your personal assets, but it doesn't cover the business itself. If you get sued, equipment is damaged, or an employee gets hurt, those costs fall on the company. And that's where insurance comes in, the safety net that your LLC itself can't provide. Let's get into it. Why an LLC isn't enough on its own. A lot of people form an LLC because they want that layer of protection between themselves and the business. And honestly, that's a smart move. If you're freelancing, consulting, or starting a side hustle, it makes sense to protect your personal bank account and your personal property. But here's the reality check. An LLC is more like a legal boundary than an actual shield against risk. Think of it like a fence around your yard. It's helpful, but it doesn't stop storms from rolling in. And it doesn't stop someone from tripping in your driveway and suing you. Let's look at an example. Imagine you run a small bakery and a customer slips on a wet floor. They break their arm and they end up with thousands of dollars in medical bills. They don't care that you're an LLC. They're suing the business, and the business has to pay. If you don't have insurance, that money is coming straight out of your business bank account. Or picture being a consultant, and you give advice to a client that ends up costing them money. Even if it was an honest mistake, you could be facing a lawsuit. The LLC protects your personal assets. Sure, but the business itself is on the hook. Without insurance, that financial hit can be devastating. That's why an LLC on its own isn't enough. It separates your personal life from your business, but it doesn't absorb the risks of running a business. Insurance is what does that. What's legally required for LLCs? And before we talk about the different types of coverage you could get, let's talk about what you have to get. So depending on the state that you're in and the type of business that you run, there are certain policies that are legally required. The big one is workers' compensation. If you have employees, even just one in many states, you're required to carry workers' comp. This covers medical bills and lost wages if an employee gets hurt on the job. Without it, not only are you risking paying those costs out of pocket, but you could also be facing fines for being out of compliance. Next is unemployment insurance. This is usually handled through payroll taxes, but it's still something every employer is expected to contribute to. Some states also require disability insurance. Places like California, New York, and New Jersey are known for this. It basically provides partial wage replacement if an employee can't work due to a non-work related illness or injury. And if your LLC owns or leases vehicles, most states will also require commercial auto insurance. Just like personal car insurance, it covers accidents, medical bills, and property damage, but specifically when vehicles are used for business. So the bottom line here is, depending on where you live and how your business is set up, certain insurance policies aren't just optional, they're mandatory. The main types of coverage that LLCs should think about. Okay, so those are the requirements. But beyond the bare minimum, what types of insurance actually make sense for most LLCs? Let's go through the big ones. General liability insurance. This is usually the first policy small business owners buy, and for good reason. General liability protects you against some of the most common lawsuits that businesses face. Someone gets hurt on your property, or you accidentally damage someone else's property while doing your work. Let's go back to that bakery example. If someone slips on a wet floor, general liability helps cover their medical bills and legal fees. Without it, you'd be cutting into your profits or even going into debt just to handle the claim. It also covers things like libel, slander, and even copyright issues that might pop up in your advertising. Basically, it's a broad policy that keeps you safe from the most everyday risks of running your business. Professional liability insurance. Now, if your business provides services or advice, like an accountant, financial advisor, or even an IT consultant, you'll also want professional liability, also known as errors and omissions insurance. This one covers you if a client says you made a mistake that cost them money. Maybe you gave them the wrong advice. Maybe you missed a deadline. Even if you did everything in good faith, mistakes happen, and clients can still sue. Professional liability insurance makes sure a one lawsuit doesn't sink your business. Commercial property insurance. If you own or rent a physical space, whether that's an office, a shop, or even a warehouse, commercial property insurance helps protect that space and everything inside it. Fires, theft, storms, these things happen, and the cost to replace equipment or rebuild can easily run into tens of thousands of dollars. This policy makes sure you don't have to shoulder that on your own. Business owner's policy. So a business owner's policy, or BOP for short, is basically a bundle deal. It usually combines general liability, liability, commercial property, and sometimes business interruption insurance. The nice thing about a BOP is that it simplifies things. You're not juggling multiple policies, and it usually saves money compared to buying each one separately. So business interruption coverage is worth pausing on. Let's say a fire damages your office and you can't operate for a few weeks. Not only are you dealing with repair costs, but you're also losing income during that time. Business interruption insurance helps cover that lost income so you can keep paying bills and employees while you recover. Workers' compensation. Like I mentioned earlier, this one is often required by law if you have employees. But even if it wasn't, it's still a smart move. If an employee gets hurt at work, this covers their medical bills and lost wages. And it also protects you from lawsuits related to the injury. Commercial auto insurance. If your LLC owns vehicles, this is a must. It works just like your personal car insurance, but it's specifically for business use. It covers accidents, property damage, and medical expenses if you or your employees are using company vehicles. Cyber liability insurance. This one is becoming more and more important. Even small businesses are targets for hackers. If you store customer information, like credit card numbers or personal data, cyber insurance helps cover the cost of a data breach. That can include notifying affected customers, paying for credit monitoring services, and handling any lawsuits that come from the breach. Umbrella insurance. Think of umbrella insurance as an extra safety net. Every policy has a limit to what it'll pay out. If you get hit with a claim that's bigger than your policy limit, umbrella coverage steps in to cover the rest. The risks of skipping coverage. All right, now let's talk about the risks of trying to go without insurance. Some business owners figure, hey, I'm an LLC, so I'm safe. But the reality is, skipping insurance can leave you exposed to massive financial hits. Take that slip and fall accident we talked about earlier. Without general liability insurance, you're paying those medical bills out of pocket. A single lawsuit can easily climb into the tens of thousands of dollars. Or let's say you're an online consultant and client sues you for giving advice that didn't pan out. Even if you win the case, just defending yourself in court can cost thousands in legal fees. And then there's cybercrime. One data breach can cost a small business not only money, but also its reputation. Customers lose trust, and rebuilding that can be harder than paying the actual damages. The point is, insurance isn't just about peace of mind. It's about survival. Without it, one unexpected event could be enough to shut your business down for good. So how much does LLC insurance cost? What's the price tag? That's usually the next big question. The cost of insurance varies depending on your business type, your size, your location, and your claims history. A small LLC with no employees and low risk might pay as little as $14 a month for basic coverage. A larger company in a higher risk industry might pay closer to a few $100s a month. On average, most small businesses fall somewhere between $30 and $100 a month for the most common types of coverage. And while that might feel like an added expense, compared to the cost of a single lawsuit or property loss, spending a few $100s a year is far cheaper than going bankrupt over one accident. How to pick the right coverage. If you're still wondering how to figure out what you actually need, here's a simple way to look at it. First, think about your risks. Do you have customers coming to your space? Then, general liability is important. Do you give advice or services? Then you'll want professional liability. Do you have employees? Then you need workers' comp. Second, know what's legally required in your state and your industry. Some policies are optional, others are not. Third, shop around. Different insurers offer different rates and discounts, and you'll want to compare before you commit. And finally, review coverage every year. As your business grows, your risks change. You might hire employees, open a new location, or start offering new services. Your insurance should grow with you. Now, if you don't already have an LLC and you want to start one, we recommend using LegalZoom. LegalZoom makes it so easy to get started with your LLC, and they take care of all the paperwork for you. If you want to get started with LegalZoom, just click the link down below in the description. It'll bring you to this page right here, and it's super easy to get started. Just click on Start My Business, and then you can go ahead and from right here, either click on Limited Liability Company or LLC, or you can scroll down, and when you have LLC selected here, you can click on Start an LLC. Then here, you just type in your business name. We'll type in Eric's Coffee Shop, and we'll click Next. Select the state that you live in. I live in California. And then it's going to recommend you a couple different plans. There's the basic plan, which is free. You just pay the state filing fees. There's a pro plan where you get an operating agreement, an EIN, unlimited 30-minute attorney consultations about a new legal topics related to your business in the first 30 days, hands-on guidance, and you get access to 150 plus customizable legal documents and unlimited e-signatures for your first year. That's $249 plus state filing fees. The premium plan gives you all that plus bookkeeping tools, unlimited customizable proposals and invoices, income and expense tracking, and automatic mileage capture. So choose the one that makes the most sense for you and just click on Form My LLC. Then it's gonna ask for some contact information, and then it'll ask for what you do. I'm just gonna type in coffee shop since that's what I do, and we'll go ahead and click next, and you can click select plan here. And this is where you can go ahead and get some other things, right? So we went with the basic plan, which is free. We just pay the state filing fees. Here we can get something like an operating agreement plus an EIN, or an operating agreement, EIN, and the forms and e-sign, which as you can see is a little cheaper than going with that other plan. So we'll go ahead and select that, and then it's gonna ask if you wanna get started with a business bank account. We'll click no thanks. We'll go with standard shipping, and we'll go ahead and skip the founder's kit. And then as you can see, for $289, we're gonna get the operating agreement, the EIN, the legal forms and e-sign, as well as the state filing fees. If you wanna get started with LegalZoom, just click the link down below in the description. So, do LLCs need business insurance? The short answer is yes. The LLC structure protects your personal assets, but it doesn't shield your business from the risks of everyday operations. Insurance fills that gap. It helps you cover lawsuits, property damage, employee injuries, and all the unexpected curveballs that come with running a company. Think of it like this. Your LLC is the frame of your business, gives you structure and boundaries, but the insurance is the safety net underneath. Together, they keep both you and your business truly protected. So if you've been wondering whether to get coverage, now's the time to look at your options. Start with the basics, compare quotes, and build out from there. Because at the end of the day, the best businesses aren't just the ones that grow fast. They're the ones that are prepared to handle the unexpected. Now, if you want to get started with any of the products we talked about today, you'll find links for them down in the description below. These are affiliate links, which means we earn a small commission when you use them at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here in the next video.